I'm just lying here sunbaking on my new veranda, and I just thought I'd give you a look at this interesting phenomenon about the wood and treating wood, and how the wood has its own immune system protecting it against different attackers. And see, these boards that are grey, you can see here, these steps, it's just boards. I'm not going to use them for a long time, but it's really just to get going. So they are attacked by this fungi that very quickly attacks wood here in Denmark because of our quite wet climate. And it's just fascinating to see. And I mean, humans, in the beginning of time, when they chopped up pieces of wood, they would have noticed this very quickly, that where there is, where this, we call it in knest, it must have an English word, of course. This is a place on the tree trunk where there's been a branch growing out. And you can see how all the way around this, you can say the sheath, or it's this area, this place in the trunk where the trunk has created this branch. You can see there's much more sap in this area. It's a very strong, potent area where the tree does not allow sickness to come in very easily. So because you can see all the fungi, it can't get in there. So fascinating. So that all the protective substances in the wood, there's most of them here. Whereas when you go out to other areas of the trunk, it's more unprotected. And these, you can see these little ones here, the same thing. Same thing. So fascinating. And here you can see a longer one. So right here, that whole area of the trunk is protected. And when they first started, this must have inspired humans. I'm just saying what I'm sort of intuitively think what's happened. Humans must have been inspired by this and thought, okay, how can we use this? So when they started making tar, they took this area of the trunk, right where the new branches, the branches stick out. And so I went to see on YouTube some men who are making pine tar, and that's exactly what they do. They take this, they call fat wood, that is the place right where a branch is growing out from the trunk. That's where the most of those antiseptic substances are, and so that's what you use when you make wood tar. So this is so fascinating. So another thing I can just tell you about the wood tar is down there where I tied this string on. I saw they were showing on the internet all the uses of wood tar, pine tar, and one of them was that they soaked their ropes in it. So and I didn't know that till I had made this. So I just painted some wood tar on, but it's fascinating. So the tar goes into the rope and protects the rope against fungus and decay. And so I mentioned how we can just have a look at some of this that I've treated with the tar. It's so beautiful. It's just so wonderful. but there's more to say about it because you have to learn to use this properly. But it is, because it gets quite sticky. This is okay. I'm going to have to experiment more. But this is all wood tar, pine tar treated wood. And I said the thing about the cream I was given when I was little on my eczema. And apparently tar cream, or they use tar in soap also, tar is actually a very healing substance for the skin also. So fascinating. So this was a little pine tar video I just thought I'd make. So we'll end off looking at this flower and this pumpkin on the pine tar floor. Here we go. So that was just a little bit about pine tar and about the intelligence of wood. And here we have an old clog, which I think is very beautiful. Now we're talking about it. I use them to go out to my boots, which are downstairs from under my veranda. And see, this has also been attacked by this, and you can actually wash it off, this fungus, and treat them. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to give them some tar. Why not? They're so gorgeous. So, yeah, life is good. It's exciting. So, take care, my friend, and yeah, may you feel the light everywhere. See you.